This is your favorite Bboyshow.
Servus, grüezi und grüß euch. Welcome not to the best, no, your favorite podcast with your favorite Bboys. And my guest this time, freshly from her win at the Oceania Breaking Championships, representing 143 Liverpool Street Familia and Vanguards of Style all the way from Sydney. Make some noise for Bgirl Raygun.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hello. Thank you so much for taking your time and being here on our platform. First of all, how are you doing? How are you feeling?
I'm still processing it, to be honest. It's kind of still feels like a dream. But then I remember and I'm totally pumped and totally excited. And yeah,
Yes.
It just feels awesome.
Yes. I watched your battles and the commentators, because I don't really know Australian breaking. So I heard the commentator said you're like an OG in the Australian scene.
No.
Okay. So
I think it's just because I'm old.
So tell me, so let's talk about the beginnings. How did you come in contact with our wonderful culture called hip-hop?
Yeah. So actually my partner got me into breaking. He brought me into the scene. So he'd already been breaking for like 10 years when I met him. And I'd always done other kinds of dance styles. And I was, really shy at the side of training sessions, but thought it was awesome what he was doing. And he encouraged me to start breaking and to start learning the dance and to push and keep going. But I was in my mid-20s when I started.
Okay. But you've been dancing before already?
I've been dancing before, yeah.
What have you been dancing?
Sorry?
What have you been dancing before?
I did like jazz and, all other kinds of styles, bit of swing dancing, Lindy Hop and stuff, bit of tap. So, but yeah, I hadn't, breaking was my first entry into hip hop. And I just, thought it was awesome. I just loved it. And
the other dances, you did them competitive also, or just for fun and just like a hobby?
I competed, yeah.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, my mum found like an old photo of me with some trophies from jazz after the weekend. I was like,
nice.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, a bit of a dorky kid, but here we are.
But you haven't been in full-time dancers. You had like a regular job on the side?
I have a regular job. I have a pretty full-on job. Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I started breaking like 12 years ago. So that's what the commentator was referring to, because I'm older. So he thought I was OG, but only been in the game for like 12 years, but it's just because my age.
I see. And what's your partner? What's the name of your partner?
Sammy the Free.
Sammy the Free, and he's a long time b-boy in Australia.
Yeah. He's been breaking for like 20 years.
You can call him an OG.
He's the OG. Yeah.
He's the OG. I see. Okay. So then, how did it came that you started breaking? He just took you to a practice session, or you just watched him battling? How did it came?
Yeah, he took me to some practice sessions, and I started trying to learn some of the moves and foundation, and I had like no upper body strength, so it took me a long time. I didn't have the gymnast background that other girls have, so it took me a long time to develop the strength and the skills.
Do you remember the first practice session? What was the first move he showed you?
Oh, I don't know. What was the first move? I mean, it could have been like a 6-step. I feel like baby freeze was pretty early on. That's a pretty one to learn. If you get the points right, you can do it, and that's pretty exciting.
You remember the move you learned like fast at the beginning? Like, oh, you instantly could do it, or you had already feeling doing it?
couldn't do anything fast at the
Okay.
beginning. It was so hard. It took me
Yeah.
so long.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I really liked creating. So my partner, Sammy the Free, he's a really original b-boy. He really likes creating, making new concepts and new moves, and really kind of expanding what breaking is. And so that also is what I really enjoyed about breaking, trying to find my own way of moving, trying to find my own movements, my own combos and things like that. So
I always say,
kind of the road I went.
I always say in breaking, there is no wrong, there's just different.
Yeah, I love that. I love that.
When I used to teach young kids and they did it wrong, I said, yes, I showed you in a way and you didn't do it my way, but it doesn't mean that you did it wrong. You just did it your way. So breaking is the perfect dance for stuff like this. Is there a specific moment you remember that you felt like, oh, I love breaking, I'm gonna be a B-girl forever?
Look, there was a turning point. Like, so I'd been kind of dabbling, on and off for a couple of years and kind of thinking, oh, this is so hard, but oh, I want to do it, and oh, it's too hard, but it wasn't until I went to, like, it was a big national competition, the Australian B-Boy Championships down in Melbourne. And I saw a B-girl get down in a cypher, and I just was like, man, this is so cool. Like, there was all these guys around the circle, and she was just chilling, and she got down in the cypher, and it was no biggie, and she was fresh, and I was just like, wow, that's awesome. Okay, I feel like I can do this. I feel like I want to do this, and I'm inspired. And so that was a real turning point for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you started practicing more?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Also,
I practiced a lot.
Please.
Yeah, I practiced a lot more, and I was really and I tried to enter every battle that I could, because I felt like
perfect mind.
I felt and I felt like, well, it's good to get that experience, but since for me, seeing other women break was such a pivotal moment for me in terms of deciding to really commit to this and learn more about the dance. I wanted to make sure other women saw women there. So I just tried to enter as many battles as I could. Whatever came up, I just entered, and I just think it was just, not only was it fun, but it was a great experience for me in terms of learning more about the culture and really pushing myself constantly.
Who were your role models at the beginning? There were some big girls you look up to and try to develop your style like them in a sense?
Well, when I first started, like, I really loved like AT and Ayumi, like, oh my gosh, so awesome. And that was at the time when they were winning comps, that open breaking comps, and that was like so huge, that women were pushing the boundaries and were like, winning against the guys. It was just so awesome. It was so inspiring. And around the time, I think Queen Mary won the Bulgaria cipher as well.
That was crazy. The first big girl to win a BC1 cipher.
So cool. So those were definitely the B girls that I looked up to around that time, for sure.
Nice. So is the cruise you represent now is the same cruise as your partner, and he brought you into this cruise?
Yes. Yeah, so I was really lucky, actually, because 143 is it's the name of the practice spot that we have in Sydney. It's the address of the practice spot, and because we all train together, we spend so much time together, we come like a bit of a family. So that's where the name of the crew comes from. And it's also a spot where we get lots of internationals coming in and out, and staying for a couple of years, and it's
nice.
And so because it's really cool to meet people from overseas and connect with them, and because they're there for like a couple of years, it's a really long time to also be without a crew. So we were a lot more open in terms of who we put down, and it was a lot more kind of developing those friendships and having those support networks. So I was really lucky that actually I got put down with 143 like pretty early on, like back in 2012, which I think back on that.
Is that their also their dance school, or is this only like a practice spot?
Only a practice spot.
And it's open for public?
Yeah. It's outside a local courthouse, actually, which is pretty cool. Yeah.
Nice.
So I think to have them put me down so early, and I was lucky that there were some B-girls from Germany that was in Australia at the time. And
what's the names?
Lila, well, she went by Flyla, and Jenny Sharp.
Oh, I don't know.
And yeah, I don't know if they break so much anymore.
Okay.
And there was Tweety from Korea. And Minnie from Korea. So there was, I think a lot of them have kind of moved on to other things now, but we had like heaps of girls randomly in Sydney. And so that was really cool. We were all down in 143. We had this kind of B-girl contingent, but then they all went home. So it was just me for a while.
Sadly, as much as people started, as so many also stopped dancing, right?
Yeah. But so, to have that support network from the crew so early on, particularly at a time when there weren't that many girls, and it still was very kind of strong masculine energy, really helped me stay, I kind of feel safe, I guess, feel like they had my back, which is just huge.
I mean, at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. When I started breaking in 2000, there was crew. This is your family, because I was 13 years old when I first started breaking, and then when I really started to love it, when I was like 14, 15, this was everything I did. After school, I was just breaking. We didn't go to practice, it was just normal. We meet, we dance, and I think it's very sad that this got lost, because I always say the dream of my generation was to represent with your crew at Battle of the Year. This was our dream.
Nice.
And the dream of this generation is first go BC1 or now be at the Olympics. And this is a solo project. And hip hop is not about being solo, Hip hop is about creating together, So I think it's a little sad that we go in this way. I mean, it has their the positives and the negatives, but I will always be like an old school guy. I will always prefer the crew against the.
I love the crew battles, and I really wanted, if you remember a couple of years ago, the European champs, when this whole Olympic stuff first started, they had like 4v4 or 5v5 country versus country. And I was like, oh my gosh, it was so fun to watch. You had the Italian team versus the Russian team back then. You had all these different and it was like so interesting to watch. And I was like, man, I hope they bring this into the Olympics, because I think the crew dynamic is just so much more interesting than the one-on-one sometimes.
This is what it's all about, and also it keeps your crew better, the crew grows more together, and if you have stuff like for the Olympics where people come together that not really in the same crew, it also strengthens their country, right?
Yes. Yeah. But I mean, that aside, crew battles are always, just so awesome to see everyone go hard. There's such a different dynamic, and it's something so much more joyful about sharing those wins and those losses with your crew, with your family,
100%. I can just say you're telling completely the truth. So is Sydney the city in breaking in Australia for breaking, or you have other cities where there's more B-boys and B-girls?
We definitely have other cities that have more B-boys and B-girls.
Okay.
Sydney, I'd say, is probably got the biggest scene at the moment.
Okay.
But there's breakers in Melbourne, there's breakers in Brisbane and Gold Coast, which is in Queensland, in Adelaide, and in Perth, which is on the other side of the country.
But of course, Sydney is the best, right?
Of course, I'm going to say that. I hate everyone else in Australia. I'm sorry.
I met in April. I met Rush from Australia.
Oh, nice.
Yes, you know him?
Yeah, for sure. He's based in Perth now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And you also have this annually event, this Destructive Steps.
We do. We have this awesome street dance festival.
This is the festival. Nice.
Yeah, it's like 4 days.
Ah, nice. I
Yeah.
always was looking forward to it because the event always had some nice guests. I remember
Yes.
when they had the maximum crew. Oh, you've been to that edition?
I'm trying to remember that edition, Maximum Crew.
And they killed it so hard. They killed it so hard. They killed it so hard. They killed it so hard.
Yeah. It's a huge event every year.
Is
like,
it in Sydney?
Yeah, it's in Sydney.
Nice.
Yeah. 1 year we had, when it was the 10-year anniversary, we had like, I don't know, 6 invited crews. It was insane from overseas, because you have to understand, like, you know, Australia is so isolated, and it's really hard for us to try and build internationally, and to just kind of see what the level's like internationally, and to connect with people from overseas. So Destructive Steps brings people over to battle. We've had a lot of other competitions bring people over to judge, which has been awesome. You know, Platform Hip Hop Festival, Shadow Wars, Australian B-Boy Champs. But Destructive Steps have brought people over to battle, which I think has just been awesome for our scene, so that we can kind of gauge where our level is at and see people in person, you know, see what people are like in person. Because not everyone in the scene has the money to fly to Europe, you know.
No, and you're literally at the other end of the world, you know.
Yeah,
all the way down there.
It's a long way.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I also I don't know if you heard about it. You know, the DPC Jam, maybe?
Yeah.
It's from my crew, the anniversary.
Sick.
And we're now we did the 8th edition. In Corona, we couldn't do it. And we started like really small. Everybody from the crew gave like $100 bucks. $200 for the first edition, and now we have Rabanne as sponsor, we have Nikon as sponsor, we had the qualification in Korea, we brought Russian guys, we bring Japanese guys, you know, so it's
love
great.
it.
The development is great. But what I wanted to say is, with this is, you just need good sponsors. If you don't have a good sponsor, you can't make up this money, you know.
I know. It's hard in Australia to get good sponsors.
Really?
I don't know. We need to talk. It's hard for us to try and get good sponsors. We get money from like our local district, but it's tough with sponsors.
You're also into organizing?
I've organized like a few small things, but my job is pretty full on. So I try and contribute to the scene in other ways, like by doing like I did a knowledge panel at Destructive Steps, and I try, you know, educate a lot of people about the scene and about breaking, and particularly the general public in all the Olympics. I do like a lot of the media interviews and stuff to try and help people understand what breaking is.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not breakdance.
Not break dancing, I know. And honestly, the reaction in Australia was pretty negative. There was a lot of hate about breaking being in the Olympics. Yeah, for sure. Australians take their sport very, very serious. We take the Olympics very, very seriously. So
they put breaking instead of other Australian sports?
Oh yeah, there were some very angry squash players. They wrote opinion pieces. They were like, "This is bullshit."
Oh shit! I would never imagine squash players get angry.
Yeah. But they're happy now because they're in LA 28, so they've calmed down, and we're out. So you know,
out and they put squash, huh?
Yeah.
Crazy.
So
you already told us you have a full-time job. What is your full-time job besides?
Yeah, so I mean, I was leaning into it before, so I practiced really hard for a lot of years, and then actually I did my PhD, which took me away from breaking a little bit.
Oh, congrats. Respect.
Thanks. And my PhD was actually on breaking culture. So
that's possible?
Yeah, it's possible.
So you're a doctor in breaking?
Yeah. Yeah, what? Something like that. Yeah. So that's why I do all this media stuff, and that's why I try and
Please,
use my experience to
please get more
educate.
into it. How can you become a doctor in breaking? Because my breaking name is Dr. Love.
Love it. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, it's where do I begin? So my topic, like I used like ethnography and like cultural theory to look at the breaking scene in Sydney. I interviewed a lot of people. I drew on my own experience, which is called autoethnography. And I was thinking through particularly the stuff around gender in breaking.
Yeah.
So gender performance, particularly, you know, the masculinity of the dance, how that's negotiated in terms of, you know, we're actually dancing, which is not really considered an overly masculine activity on its own.
Yeah, yeah.
And then the space then for women, how they negotiate that space. You know, we don't hear it so much anymore, fortunately, but the kind of things like, you know, she breaks too much like a dude, or she breaks too much like a girl, and these kinds of ways in which the performance is reduced to these very limited ideas around what certain bodies can do.
Mm.
So that was kind of like the gendered side of things, but also I really thought breaking was interesting because of how much it pushes the body beyond what we actually think is possible. Constantly amazed with what people can do, honestly, like how I didn't even think that was possible kind of thing.
Hello? 2 weeks ago,
Right? I know. Crazy. So, yeah, and also the creativity side of it, you know, finding new connections and new movements and new forms of expression. So it was a little bit kind of philosophical as well. I kind of did a lot of things, which is why it took me so long. So yeah, I also have a PhD in breaking, and then I've got I'm an academic at a university, so I have a full career on the side.
I can't believe this. I talk with a doctor in breaking. I can't believe this. I can't believe this. But yeah, congrats and major respect. Shout out for you doing this.
Thank you.
I mean, I could never believe. But wow, we have a doctor in breaking. I feel so happy. I'm not the doctor, but I feel so happy.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
But so now let's get into it. The Olympics.
Yes.
You will represent the whole continent. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess you also participated in the other Breaking for Gold events.
Yeah, some of the world ones. Yeah. Yeah.
And now, of course, you had your own continent, but there is only Australia and New Zealand, right? There is no other countries.
Yeah, there was Fiji and Papua New Guinea.
Fiji, Papua New Guinea, yes, but I guess they don't have such a big scene, right? So
yeah, no,
because only in the top 8, I only saw Australian flags. Really, correct me.
In the top 8, I think, yes, it was just Australian. Yeah.
Nice.
You have a question?
I just saw my hand was up there. My hand up.
I think there was a New Zealand b-boy in the top 8.
Okay. But mostly Australia.
Yeah, b-boy Acorn. The New Zealand flag is quite similar to the Australian flag.
So how when you found out the date will be that date, and was it in Sydney?
It was in Sydney. Yeah.
It was in Sydney. So how was your preparation? How did you first of all, did you know when the date will come, I will smoke everybody and I will take the W?
That was the dream. That was the plan. Yeah. We actually didn't have a lot of time to prepare. I think we had like 6 weeks or something.
Okay.
Before they announced the date, or even like a month. It was like
really?
really short. Yeah.
That late?
Yeah, because it was hard to get sponsors.
Yeah, I see.
It was very hard to secure sponsors. So it just wasn't sure if we'd be able to go ahead with it.
Yes, I see.
It's a lot of money to fly over that many people internationally. You know, like nine judges, the head judge, tech.
So many people.
it's really expensive to come to Australia.
Yes.
Yeah, so we weren't sure if we were going to be able to do it. And then it was confirmed, but then we also had me and a few of the other top people went to Belgium for the world champs as well, which was like 2 weeks before Oceania.
Yeah.
So that was 3 weeks or something. So the prep was rushed. But it was good though. Like, and I actually think going to Worlds was really good in terms of helping me prepare and helping me to see how other people are approaching their rounds and approaching, you know, the criteria and things like that. And it's just also a nice reminder to see the diversity as well. I think sometimes with some of these systems you can try and want to go too much one way, but I do like it how it's at least meant to allow for diversity. So that's nice to try and remind yourself of that you don't have to, you know, do like 1,000 airflows, which I can't do. So yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. But yeah, no, so it was a pretty full on preparing and just, you know, making sure I had enough content and that content was sharp and that my fitness was good and that my body was conditioned and, you know, and you just I did what I could, really.
You had an opponent you weren't looking forward battling against?
I mean, yeah, like I've battled Molly in the final quite a few times. So she was the one that I was keeping my eye on. So she hasn't beaten me in a face-to-face battle. So I felt like I could take her.
Yes.
But the event went over 2 days. On the Friday, I was like, I'm feeling so good. I was loving life, having fun. It was good. But the Saturday I woke up feeling a little bit sick. So and I think actually there was a little bit of a bug going around and oh man, I struggled. I was fighting on the Saturday and I can see it. Like I'm so fatigued in the final and it's like honestly hard to watch and I just cringe thinking about it. But I was so fatigued, but I was fighting. So it was one of those days.
So on the Saturday, so on the first day, you felt better than on the second day?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And on the first day, my prelim round was ranked like 30 points higher than everyone else.
Ooh, okay, yes.
So,
yes,
yeah.
Nice.
So
now
yeah.
it's so short. It's not long time ago that you already won it. People recognize you on the streets or how is it now?
No. I got lots of messages of support and things like that, which is nice.
But I guess Australia itself must be real proud to have a good quality B-girl representing, right?
I hope so. I think so. I think yeah. No, a lot of people in the scene, were really supportive and they said, you know, that they're really excited for me and happy that, you know, I'm going to be representing. So I felt really like, you know, honored to have that support. It's so meaningful to me to have their support. So
are you now able to solely focus on the Olympics, or so I mean with sponsors and money and everything?
Oh, I mean, not really yet. I'm like trying to wrap up some things with work so that my job's a little less intense and I can spend a lot more time training. I'm still yet to hear from any sponsors.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm obviously my goal is to just try and to focus on it. That's my priority, and I really wanted to spend the time to work at it, and so I can rep hard and rep my style and my region. But it's only been, you know, a week, so
yes.
Well, I'm still kind of finding my feet. Honestly, I just feel like I'm in limbo. I'm just like, yeah, it's still a wild.
So you already plan how you will practice for the Olympics? You have a schedule prepared? You want to bring in some trainers, maybe some special?
Yeah. I haven't got the schedule planned out, but I've got some things that I definitely want to work on and some time frames and things. Like there's a battle in Sydney coming up in a month. And so I've got some goals that I want to hit for that battle. And then yes, I want to travel a bit and get some expertise and advice from some people in Australia and also overseas.
Yes.
And also travel overseas to compete so I can really continue to build up that international experience and competing under that sort of pressure. So that's kind of loosely the kind of plan.
So what's the next month? How the next month will look for you? You already plan to go in other countries to battle, to compete?
Oh no, this next month it'll just be in Sydney.
Okay.
I don't know when the next trip overseas is. It's a pretty big deal to go overseas from Australia. Like even to just go to Japan, it's like 11 hours. So yeah,
crazy.
it's a long way.
Crazy.
So it's something that you have to kind of think deeply about. It's not like I can just jump on a train to France.
Yeah, like me, I'm in 2 hours in France.
My gosh, yeah. Even to New Zealand, it would be like 4 hours.
Wow.
Flight,
crazy.
not train. There's no train to New Zealand.
This is crazy.
So that's why, to begin with, while I'm still kind of, getting my feet again, it'll just be this Sydney comp to begin with. And then I think from there, I'll travel interstate and there, go overseas, Asia, Europe, probably. Yeah.
So you are now the 4th Bgirl to be at the Olympics. We had El Mamouni won the African.
Yeah.
We had India. She won the European. And this weekend we had Sunny. She won the Pan American. And of course, you are the 4th.
We also had Nika win the Worlds.
Exactly. Sorry, Nika also. Yes, so we are 5.
And 671 win the Asian Games.
No, the Asian already been.
Yeah. 671 won the Asian Championship.
Yes, exactly. So my research is not good. I know I watched it, but my research is not good. Sorry for that.
There's been so many championships and
my
games.
God.
I had to keep up with what's a qualifier. Yeah.
So now this was the last one. I know this was the last one now in Pan America. Yes. So the rest will qualify at the OQS.
Yeah.
Besides you, who do you think will take the Olympics?
Besides me? It's tough.
Real tough.
I mean, I feel like 671 has got like a pretty solid track record of getting to the world final and bringing out some crazy stuff. So I feel like it could be 671. I haven't seen India battle much lately because obviously she won the European champ, so she's just been building, but she was like in good form at Red Bull. So, but yeah, I feel like 671 it could take it.
Yeah, she's also in my upper tier. Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yes. I mean, at the end, it's all the moments, so if somebody has a bad day, somebody has the better day, so you really can't tell. And for the male side, what do you think?
I feel like it's between Victor or Phil Wizard, to be honest. It depends which is having a better day.
For me, also personally, I really love Danny Dan style.
Yes, he was on fire at Red Bull, man. Like,
crazy, crazy.
Yeah.
But you cannot beat Hong Ten. I'm sorry, you can't.
No, apparently not. No, yeah.
Hey, do you know what a legend you have to be when you battle in France one-on-one against the French guy and the French crowd
Oh,
is for
wow.
you, the
I know.
French crowd roots for you against the French guy in France? Nah,
Wild.
you will never see
Wild.
this again. This is not
No.
possible.
Historical.
This is
Yeah.
not possible. For me, Hong Ten is the greatest one-on-one b-boy. The greatest.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
For me, he's untouchable. But also, I'm a
Yeah.
little biased because I love Korean b-boys, because this my whole style was created around Korean b-boys, because we wanted to be
Oh.
Koreans. We had the hairstyle. You know, can you imagine European guys with Asian hairstyle and their clothes? And we tried to bite their moves and everything.
Amazing. I want to see pictures.
Crazy. No. I would. Thank God that
I'm gonna stalk you after this. I'm gonna dig deep. I'm gonna find it.
that was before the internet.
Damn it.
So nice. So now we come to our section called Your Fave Five, where we talk about your favorite things. It doesn't have to be five. It can be more. It can be less. But we want around five. So we always start with the b-boys. So tell me, please, your favorite five b-boys.
Ooh.
In no particular order.
Amir.
I'm sorry.
Amir.
Who is Amir?
Amir. It's probably my Australian accent. Amir. Amir from Kazakhstan.
Ah, Amir.
Oh, that's my Australian accent.
I'm so sorry.
That's all right. Can you say it again? How do you say it?
Amir.
I say Amir.
I thought about the clothes branding, you know, Amiri. Yes,
Oh,
Amir.
that's funny.
Amir, yes.
Yeah. Oh gosh, who did? Aleph.
Yes.
Yep. I really like Jerry Metal.
Yes.
Yeah. So all the kind of the style creative.
Yes. Their own styles, their own
styles. Yeah. Yeah. And even what's the name of is it Ukrop? Is that Ukol? Who's his true mate? Ukol? I always get them mixed up.
Is also Ukraine, you mean?
Russian. They're Russian.
I think Ukol, yes. UKOL.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So all the kind of individual style. I enjoy watching Phil Wizard though too. Yes. I love his kind of.
Definitely. He's also in the same.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same group.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
So what about the B-girls? We heard before AT and Ayumi, of course, right?
Yeah. Kastet.
Ooh, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I like 316 crew. Who else? B-girls. Maya from Brazil.
Yes.
Yeah. Mad Max.
Yes.
Nadia.
Ooh, Nadia the Funk. Oh my God, Nadia the.
I know. Yeah.
I get goosebumps thinking about her rounds.
I know. She's the best.
The music, how she puts the music with her moves is so unique and just beautiful.
Yeah. So yeah, same kind of like style, musicality, creativity. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how many I said.
From the young girls, upcoming girls, who do you like most? Because we have now crazy big girls that are not even allowed to vote.
Think of it that way. They can win world championships, but they can't vote. Yeah. They've got like a different approach though. They've got like the really heavy power and foundation style. So I think probably I mean, 671, her blow-ups are just like crazy, right? Like I just love watching her because I just don't know what's going to happen.
Yes, 100%,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. So she's probably my fave.
For me, I really like Cici, the French girl.
Yes.
Because when I see her battle, I see the like the attitude when what I saw from the French b-boys at beginning of the millennium. When I watch Pokemon and Vagabonds and everything, she has this mentality, melting force. She really, I loved it. I really loved it.
Yeah. No, she's sick. Yeah.
So, yeah, your favorite 5 events.
Well, Destructive Steps has to be number 1.
Yes.
I don't know, because I still haven't been to a lot of events
Okay.
for me to have like.
Okay, let's say it like this. Your favorite 5 events you want to attend.
Oh. I mean, I'd really like to go to Groove Session. That looks really sick. And Who's Got the Flower? I really want to go to that.
I will go 100%. I told everybody 2024, I'm gonna be there.
Yeah, sick. I want to go to Freestyle Session in the US. Yeah, there's so many events that I want to go to that I feel like I'm only starting to scratch the surface. It's hard when you're in Australia. You save up all this money, you go to one event, you go to maybe 2 events or something, and then that's it for a while.
Hello,
so
sponsors, please sponsor this woman. Hello. Crazy.
Yeah.
So your fave 5 DJs.
Ooh, I love listening to Pluto from Roughneck Attack.
Pluto is spinning also.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I listened to on SoundCloud. He's got some great mixes. I love it.
Cool. Didn't know it. Okay, I will check it out for sure.
Yeah. And actually a DJ from New Zealand, Spell.
DJ Spell.
Yeah, he's sick.
Nice.
He's like a 3-time world DMC champ as well. He's
okay.
amazing.
You need to have skills if you want to win this. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think those 2 are probably my fave. I think there's probably who's, I don't know. I'm thinking on the spot now. I'm gonna go home and then I'm gonna. Sorry. Oh yeah, in Sydney actually. My partner's reminding me of my favorite DJs in Sydney. Actually, DJ Nike is awesome. He plays all the
Nike.
Nike.
Okay.
Naiki, but
okay.
He plays like all the old school track. He plays a lot of boom bap, which I really like, all the old school hip hop tracks, and you can just like really get into it.
We need the old music back. We need it.
Yes, please.
I like to say, I like the beats that they produce now. It's a positive thing that we develop our own music, But the main thing that I'm missing in this music is a woman singing about love. We need this. We need a woman singing about love. Her heart is broken. Doesn't matter. Or a man who sings about love. Because this is the music we start to dance to. Funk and soul and everything, rap. They talk about love, And now we only have the beats. And after 4-8 counts, it's chupa 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 bam.
Oh my gosh, you're like giving me PTSD. It's so hard to do anything with. It's really, it's really challenging if you're someone that really responds to the music, that it makes you feel things, that you can make you like absolutely go off. It's really hard with music that is quite repetitive or really peeled back, and it's a real challenge. I think we're it's a really interesting time for us now, and I'm really, as you said, I'm really glad we're developing our own music.
Yes.
I feel like there's room for a little bit more different types of music that we could 100%. Develop.
The battle in Korea is called Uji. I will butcher the name. Uijoy Bung battle. It's from Fusion MC, the battle. I will
Okay.
send you the link from 2 or 3 years ago. They had the live band for the whole event.
Wow.
Goosebumps just thinking about it. They played so many classics live.
Oh, wow.
So I was chilling. We had the DPC jam, right? And I was chilling with my friends from True Crew. And I said to them, it was already late at night, or Friday night, you know, we already chill at my place. I say to them, guys, we need to watch this event. They say, why? I say, guys, the music they play is next level. Believe me. You talk bullshit. Come on, fuck it. I say, guys, please believe me. Let's watch it. Okay, let's watch it. I put it on. In YouTube, you have the whole event. It's like 3 hours. Can you imagine? We watched the whole 3 hours because the music was so good. We watched the battles, then we talked with each other, but we kept watching it because I will send you the link.
Yeah.
Banger after banger after banger after. And one crazy moment was they played Keep Me in Mind live. And on Saturday, the day after, was DPC Jam. And my friend from True Crew, when he battled, you know which song he got? Keep Me in Mind. And
Wow.
he destroyed it. He did.
Yes.
Everybody.
Yes.
So, yeah, really, really nice. I just wanted
It does things to you. Good music does things to you,
absolutely.
honestly.
Yes.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're dancers. We're not athletes. I mean,
Yes.
we go to
Yes.
Olympia is for athletes and sports and everything. But at the end of the day, I'm a dancer. I'm not. I do athletic shit, but I'm a
Yeah.
dancer.
Yes. 100%. 100%.
Yes, nice. Yes, Miss Raygun. We're already at the end. It was really a pleasure talking to you, get to know you, and see who will represent Australia at the Olympics.
Yeah. Thank you.
For the end, you have some shout outs and last words?
Yeah, I didn't get to talk about my other crew, Vanguards of Style, so I wanted to give them a shout out. So they're a crew that I regularly train. We all train together and we push each other competitively and creatively. We've all got our own style. We've all got our own approach, our own specialty. So and they've just supported me so much in the lead up to this event. And you know, just ongoing. So give them a huge shout out.
Nice.
As well.
Nice.
And also, of course, my crewmate Mighty Duck is going to be repping Australia at the OQS. So do keep a lookout for him. He is fresh. Yeah.
I will do. Of course, from my side, thank you everybody for listening, for watching. If you like it, please subscribe now. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Thumbs up if you like it. It helps with the algorithm. Turn notification on and comment who do you want to see next. And if you want to show full support, you go now to Patron. You become a patron. Support us every month. So the movement gets bigger and stronger, and one day I don't have to work anymore. I only do podcasts for living. No, I'm joking. At the end of the day, if this has no views, I just did my thing, and I got to get to know people from our scene, and it's really refreshing to see that even on the whole other side of the world, people feel hip hop like me, and I mean, I didn't know you before, and I feel like we know each other now a long time. So this is
we go way back.
So yeah, so this is the magic of hip hop, and hip hop can save your life too.
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah, thank you again. Good luck
so much
for the preparation, and I hope we will see us live someday.
Yes.
And I will root for you, for your country, for your continent, and yeah. Thank you so much. See you soon. And that was your favorite B-Boy host with your favorite B-Boy show.